The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Carson-Newman wins its 20th game of the year in run rule fashion in 8 innings, 16-6 over the rival Tusculum. Andrew Rogers here with the head coach, Tom Griffin, for the Eagles Sports Network. Coach, a productive day. Let's start with the offensive end. That highlights, obviously, your performance to get to 20 wins on the year. Match a season high with 17 hits to score 16 runs. What'd you like about the offensive output that really helped carry a good start in which you scored 11 runs in the first 3 innings?
Well, first of all, Tusculum's depleted right now, all right? Talking with Coach Allen, Coach Steele, we know they're missing some guys. And on any level of baseball, when you're missing a shortstop and some positional guys and your pitching has some injuries and then you have to shift guys around, when you have to do that, it's very difficult. And that's what they're in right now. Obviously, then you still got to play and produce, and the offense put a lot of runs up early, and so that was good. I just didn't think it was a clean game for us. I don't think it was as good as what we needed to do. Now, you got one look at this, and it's, if you don't play well and you win, well, that's a good sign. But you got to be careful with, I think, some of the things that took place on the mound, the adjustments that weren't made. Is that a focus thing? I thought got a little sloppy defensively, making some routine plays. We made mistakes on, but it was just a vibe and a feel that we weren't clean like we needed to be. So we got some things we have to do. I've got one young man who we're still talking about the lead with a lefty, and we're not doing it properly. I've got to be better at instructing that. He's gonna get a lot of reps on that tomorrow. Those things right now, I think, are so important that no matter what the game is, what day of the week, what the score is, who it is, whatever, you got to do what the training has been done, the fundamentals and stuff. And when that doesn't happen as a coach, we got to make sure they're getting held accountable to it, and we got to be better as teachers that they don't forget about those things. Pitchers warming up and the slider's missing. Well, you got to quickly figure that out. Maybe you got to use it. Little things like that. Some mental, some physical, but I think we got to get better. Braxton Roberts, again, we've talked about him, a guy who's dealt with some injuries, really encouraging the job that he did. Thought Christian Henderson came in and gave us a little middle relief work, which was good. Cole Nathan, really good offensive day. Logan Floyd, putting barrels on balls. And obviously, Luke Goforth, getting the home run right there. That's a young man who's been in our program 5 years, a legacy of his brother being one of our better players in our program. The dad I've known since Tusculum College. We go back a long way. Mike's not here as dad or mom, but you almost feel like that was family when he hit the home run. You're proud for him. You're proud for his family because he's such a good young man, and he's a baseball guy. He's a great teammate. And hopefully next year he'll be coaching with us.
You mentioned some of the good and the bad in that first question. How good is it to analyze that stuff? You have good performances here, some bad things, hit by pitches, walks, errors, but for it to come in winning fashion so your team, we'll say, doesn't stay complacent despite 20 wins in 26 games.
Sure, and there's a fine balance coaching of, how much do you push, the things that have to be corrected, and the fact of, hey, you won the ball game. Now, we did. We celebrated inside there. We enjoy the wins. We celebrate the wins. But also the expectations now, it's like Coach Norfleet spoke to our team the other day, and it's like, you got more of a bullseye on you right now because you're playing well and people know where you are in the standings, whatever. But when that's happening, then you gotta turn it up a little notch, right? And that's what you want as competitors and as a program. And I think the expectations with our alumni here at Carson-Newman, the baseball program, is that's what we should be doing. And so as a coach, you balance, okay, didn't play well, got the win, but hey, wait a minute. We got to be sharper in some of these areas because if we're not, it's going to catch up to you. So you want them to stay focused. You want them to enjoy it, realize, hey, you won the game, didn't play, your best, made some mistakes, still got the win. but let's get better in these areas. And I said this earlier, you know this. We're going to constantly be learning from each experience we have, whether it's a practice, whether it's a game. We're going to take something from it, good and bad. We send them every morning after this game. There'll be a plus and a minus, the good and the bad. And we'll go over that. They'll get that list. And then tomorrow we'll review some of that. Yes, praising the good things, but also competitors, gritty people also want to know what can we do better and be better at. We want that in our guys. You know, a pitcher gets out of an outing, right? You don't want him, if he didn't do well, you don't want him saying, well, I did get an out there. No, I want the guy who says, I was awful. I got to be better. Let's go to work tomorrow and get it done. Not, well, but though, I did get an out there. Well, no. A competitor doesn't need that. You don't need that warm fuzzy and that kumbaya. What you want to know is, listen, I want to be the best. In order for that to happen, I've got to correct my corrections. I'm probably getting enough kumbaya and stuff from home and family and friends. I think it's okay for us to have that button on them of the expectation should be high and the accountability for each other's got to be high.
There's always been an emphasis on these midweek games, especially heading into this season. How important was it to continue the momentum you got from the Limestone series to sweep them in a conference that's really difficult to sweep opponents, especially on the road, to carry that momentum and keep it here today as you get ready for another road conference series this weekend?
It's important for the psyche and the mentality, for sure. We had a game yesterday against Pellissippi. We were down. We came back and won at the end. And to see everyone excited about that was good. I mean, that was just part of what, that's part of what we're all trying to build as a culture, is the expectations and what we have to do each and every day. So yeah, the weekend was big, and the confidence is there for each other. And knowing, listen, if we play our best, we can compete with anyone. And sometimes, hey, if we don't play our best, guess what? Well, we can still win a ball game. So that's good. That is good.
All right, Coach, congrats on win 20.
Thank you, brother.
That's Carson-Newman head baseball coach Tom Griffin. I'm Andrew Rogers here on the Eagles Sports Network.